your host just for a little while, and I'm going to be responsible for just sharing one or two thoughts with you to open up your mind so you can receive the information that's going to be presented by the presenter here this evening. What I can share with you is that the mind is like a parachute. Once you leap out of a plane, it's no good once it is closed. And I'm asking you to leap out of your comfort zone here tonight. I'm asking you to leap in to just sitting back, relaxing, listening, so you can see yourself and see the situation clearly for what the situation has to offer. I know this may be your first time hearing, listening, or experiencing this presentation. You're going to hear some things that may or may not make you very uncomfortable, but I'm saying to you, whoever invited you, you can ask them to connect you with either the presenter, myself, or someone that can get you some more information. You're going to get into a topic tonight that is the hottest topic on the planet Earth: cryptocurrency, blockchain technology. What is it? Is it really digital money? It is actually the true definition of. And I am humble to bring you a young man that is more than capable to present you this information. This young man has been in the industry for over the last 4.5, going on 5 years now. He's very successful. He's a father of 5, a husband of 1, someone that I admire and respect at a high level. I think it is in your best interest to take copious notes. All questions can be answered by myself, the presenter, or someone at another appointed time. We do have a head office here in Macoya, so you can schedule a meeting for us to meet in a sense of excellence, and that is not a problem to be done. I'm letting you know that this presenter has been there, done that. He's currently at Emerald rank in the organization and extremely qualified to share the information with you. What I do want to say is at one point in time, he knew nothing, just like me and you. He was a person who was watching the presentation just like you are watching today, but he have decided himself personally to take a closer look. And since he took a closer look, he has not looked back. So I'm asking you tonight to take a close look at this information as it's life-shaping, life-changing. I welcome you to the One ecosystem and what the One ecosystem has to offer. I welcome to you none other than our presenter, Emerald Consultant, Mr. Kimral Israel Ali. Mr. Ali, are you there, sir?
Good evening. Are you all hearing me?
Loud and clear, brother. Pleasant good night.
All right.
Happy to have you here.
Yes, man. A pleasure, Mr. James, King James. Thank you so much for that illustrious invitation. And, you know, I really do admire you a whole lot as well. You are such an inspiration to myself and all of us. And you are taking this company to greater heights. And we are looking forward to what the outcome is going to be in the end. Well, as you heard, my name is Kimral Ali, and tonight we're going to be sharing information that I believe is going to be very, very beneficial to you and your life. Many of you worked today. I know tomorrow is a holiday, so we don't want to go too long, but we're going to be strong this evening. Now, we want to talk a little bit about the same thing that you went to work for. You went to work for money. So let's talk a little bit about it. But before we get into it, I just wanted to watch this very short video that is going to highlight some of the things about this topic that we are going to be talking about, which is cryptocurrency this evening.
Do you pay in cash? If so, how often and for what? Could you imagine a society without any cash?
Money, 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 must be funny in the rich man's world.
Well, you will soon be seeing one. Sweden is predicted to become the world's first cashless society by March 2023. By then, cash will no longer be used as a means of payment in Sweden. Sweden has long been open to embracing new technologies, and its financial system is no exception. In 1661, Sweden was the first country in Europe to introduce banknotes. If Sweden does become a cashless society in 2023, it will have taken 362 years to transition from being the first to adopt banknotes to being the first to stop using them. Over the past few years, almost all purchases in Sweden have been made electronically by debit or credit cards using contactless chip and PIN cards, which have replaced the less secure cards with magnetic strips. More than 80% of all retail transactions in the country are now conducted electronically. This is similar to the decline in cash in other Nordic countries, including Finland, Norway, Denmark, and Iceland. The speed with which the Nordics are quickly embracing a cashless lifestyle strongly contrasts with the countries in the south of Europe, where cash is still a popular form of payment and where many businesses still accept only cash. This is the complete opposite of what happens in Northern Europe, where cash is actually no longer accepted in many establishments. In fact, more than half of Sweden's 1,600 bank branches no longer accept cash deposits or withdrawals. In Sweden, in most places, you have to be ready to pay by card or by using the mobile application Swish. Swish is an instantaneous mobile payment platform which helps make electronic payments easier. It was created in 2012 by the 6 largest Swedish banks. Both banks and government in Sweden encourage citizens to adopt a cashless economy. Swish is now close to becoming the Swedish standard for mobile payments. The application is used by well over half of the population in Sweden, while just 13% of the total population in Sweden rely on cash. Children are also part of the transition. Many Swedish banks issue debit cards to citizens aged 6 years of age or older with parental permission, which translates to more than 97% of the population. Cash accounts for less than 2% of the total value of transactions in Sweden. Several years ago, Stockholm's public transport even stopped accepting cash. Tickets can be prepaid using a mobile application or bought by debit credit card from bus drivers or by using a ticket machine. Residents usually buy a monthly travel card, which is both more convenient and less expensive than buying individual tickets. In an increasing number of stores, signs read, "No cash payment in this store." Most Swedes, especially those in the younger generations, never carry cash. Visitors don't need to worry about currency exchange either. Cash is never needed, not even for small purchases like a hot chocolate at a Christmas market in Stockholm. All vendors have a mobile payment, chip and PIN card reader, or they accept payments by the mobile application Swish. But why the move to a cashless society, you may wonder? Some of the reasons include making transport more secure, reducing bank robberies, and fighting drug counterfeiting and weapons black markets. It also means less tax avoidance. Now, Sweden's central bank is testing plans to introduce its own digital currency, the e-krona, a currency that could accelerate the country's cashless society. To start in 2020. The Swedish digital currency could be implemented throughout the country by 2021.
Now, this is what is happening across the world. Look at that is what a country that is serious about the future, that is what they do. What is it that we are doing here in Trinidad and Tobago? This is what our country decided to do. We decided that a step in the right direction was to move from these cotton notes to the polymer notes. I would like to say that that was a very stupid move. I don't mind saying that on air. That is really ridiculous. In fact, that was a step backwards because The rest of the world is talking about going cashless, but what we did was spend millions of dollars to produce new notes, and now we're starting to talk about going cashless. That's ridiculous. We are not thinking ahead. Now, look at something, ladies and gentlemen. As soon as the introduction of these new notes last year, January, look what took place. The Supermarkets Association of Trinidad and Tobago noted, this is on the 4th of January, there was an immediate increase in prices. Wow. Coincidence? Is that a coincidence? You need to understand what's happening, ladies and gentlemen, and that's why we're having this discussion tonight. Not only that, but we have a problem, a serious problem for foreign, to get foreign currency. As you see, Republic Bank lowered its maximum US dollar spending limit on credit cards to 12,000 US from 15. And I believe it's even less today. So this is very serious. Let's understand this whole thing about money and currency. And please take notes, as King James said earlier, because I believe it's going to be worth your time tonight. Now, before we go further, we need to know that currency or money evolved from somewhere. We live in an age where there's paper currency, but it wasn't always like that. Many years ago, there was the bartering system. This is where it all began. People will exchange, basically. So I would probably have rice and you probably have chicken, and we would exchange. The problem with bartering was how much sugar or how much rice equal a chicken. That was the problem. So we moved from the bartering system to something that was easier to work with, silver and gold. But that too had its challenges. Gold was heavy, very hard to move around and work with. But one of the major problems with gold is that people were stealing it at will. Now, when someone steals your gold, the thing is, how do you prove that it was yours in the first place? And therefore, we looked for a way to solve that problem. And the way to solve it was to put all the gold in the bank. How many of you love your bank? So you deposit your gold in the bank, and what the banks did was they printed a paper currency to match the amount of gold that you deposited. And now you use this paper currency to transact business all over the world. Back then, ladies and gentlemen, your paper currency was backed by gold. Not anymore. This paper currency that we use is literally backed by nothing. And that is part of the education that you need to come into, to understand what is really taking place with this thing called money. So we have things like card systems, like debit cards and credit cards, but all of these things are tied back to this paper currency. If you read below that note, paper currency, we call it fiat currency. Fiat currency is not backed by any physical commodity. The biggest risk for fiat is that it could become worthless due to hyperinflation. And we're seeing that in many countries, like India, Venezuela, that it's hyperinflation is taking place. So there are digital systems like Apple Pay and PayPal, but again, these are also tied back to fiat currency. Tonight, we are going to be talking about a currency that is not tied to fiat currency, and it's called cryptocurrency. It's a big word, but cryptocurrencies are literally protocols that allow for the validation of transactions without the need of a third party, such as banks, credit card companies, or escrow agents. So literally, people who transact business using cryptocurrencies, they do not necessarily need the banking sector. So you see, we're going to be getting some opposition there, right? They actually call cryptocurrencies virtual gold. The value of digital currencies, it depends on supply and demand. Therefore, they are often compared to gold, hence the term virtual gold. The more a cryptocurrency is used, the more its demand and value rises. Now, before we continue this discussion on cryptocurrency, we need to understand this terminology called the blockchain. The blockchain is the technology that holds this thing called cryptocurrency. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about the blockchain, but the blockchain is really a digital technology that records and verifies all transactions. Now, this blockchain is a ledger that can track and trace anything of value. What is important is that it is based on protocols that authenticate, validate, and store information in consistent, unbroken sequences, and it makes the system safer by eliminating any attempts of fraud, duplicity, and forgery. And therefore, the blockchain is really growing in leaps and bounds across the world. The first cryptocurrency that came on the market is known as Bitcoin. I'm sure many of you who are on this call tonight, whether you are guests or not, probably heard this term Bitcoin. It is no longer a secret. The name is out there. Many television shows, in fact, most movies and so forth, they hardly refer to money. What they talk about is we're going to move money using Bitcoin. Now, what is this Bitcoin? It's a cryptocurrency. It was the first cryptocurrency that came on the market, as you see, back in 2009. And when it came out, they said it's a scam. They said it's a pyramid scheme. They said it's a Ponzi scheme. They called it all kinds of things. And today, this thing is growing in leaps and bounds. If you noticed a couple slides before, they said the more that a cryptocurrency is used, the greater the demand, and therefore the value of it continues to increase. So when Bitcoin began in 2009, its value was 10 cents for one. 10 cents US for one. Do you know what the value is today? Today, it is over 15,000 US dollars for one. It continues to increase. Why? Because the demand for it and more people are using it. So the value of it continues to rise. In contrast to your cash that you use, it doesn't matter the currency, whether it be the US dollar, the TT dollar, the euro, the pound, the buying power of your money is always going down year after year. The amount of goods you could buy in the supermarket for $1,000 today, next year around the same time for $1,000, you're going to get much less. And that means your buying power of your money is going down. However, that doesn't happen with cryptocurrency. So we need to understand what is happening here. But we will just refer to Bitcoin because it was the first. We call it the grandfather. They're the one that broke ground, basically. But we want to introduce you to OneCoin. The question is, why OneCoin and not Bitcoin? Well, for a couple of reasons. Bitcoin, I'm just going to focus on a couple of reasons. Bitcoin is anonymous, but OneCoin was the first cryptocurrency that has KYC embedded in its blockchain. In other words, KYC means know your customer. What that means is we know every person that is transacting business using OneCoin. However, Bitcoin doesn't have that in place. What is taking place too is because of this whole thing of anonymity, we have down below here, 22% of Bitcoins being lost or stolen. In fact, hackers are having a field day with Bitcoin. They're hacking and stealing people's Bitcoin. And once it is anonymous, what happens is that there is no recourse for you because you lost it. And that is the problem there. But OneCoin, our coins are secured on centralized servers, which means that we are safe, basically. As I said, I'm not going to go into all the details, You can speak to the person who invited you, because I want to be able to touch on the main points for you to understand how this thing is growing by leaps and bounds. Now, our mission and our aim, as you see here, is to increase the quality of life of members using the ecosystem. In other words, our members, their quality of life is increasing because of this ecosystem that makes us have a currency that is usable. It is usable on this ecosystem. And look at the ecosystem here. As you can see, we have different aspects of the ecosystem. We have the exchange, the remittances, One World Foundation, Forex, for those who who like to do trading. We have the education platform, the network. We have the franchise and the merchant, which is called the merchant platform, which is called Deal Shaker. On this platform, which is I want to focus on tonight, the Deal Shaker platform is the one where you are able to use your OneCoin to purchase goods and services. In other words, your cryptocurrency, your ones as we call it, is a currency that is accepted in over 190 different countries across the globe. That is huge. The TT dollar that you have, how many countries can you use it in? You travel next door to Venezuela or to Grenada, they laugh at you, they do not want it. You even go to the same bank in Grenada, whether it be Royal Bank or Scotia Bank, they don't want your Trinidad and Tobago dollar. It can only be used here in Trinidad. However, this thing called Ones is able to be make purchases across the globe. So as you can see here, this is the biggest global cryptocurrency e-commerce platform, and the name of it is Deal Shaker. You can visit it at dealshaker.com. So let me introduce you to some of the stuff that you could see here in Trinidad and Tobago. You can purchase barbecue chicken. Look at that. Doubles. Look at that. These are on the platform. This is my home. This air conditioned unit was purchased using OneCoins, ladies and gentlemen. This iron, my children threw down the iron, they broke it. I bought another one. Let's understand something, how this operates. Look at this slide. The cost of this iron is 2.5 OneCoins. What does that mean? One OneCoin at the point in time of this purchase, the value of one OneCoin here was $20 euro, 20 euro for one. So therefore, you do a multiplication, 2.5 ones will work up to 2.5 multiplied by $20. And then you, of course, you bring it to your TT dollar if you want to know your TT value, and you do the conversion. The point is, this is how you're able to know the price of the goods that you want to purchase on this platform, because there is a single currency that we work with, which is ones. Look at this. My doctor in Freeport is on the platform, and I'm able to go and visit using OneCoins. In other words, if I were to walk in to my doctor's office, I would have had to pay 300 TT dollars. However, because I'm using OneCoins, it costs me 1.26 coins. Isn't that amazing? And all I have to do is scan, QR scanner, scan, payment is made. Boom, just like that. Look at this. This is my pride and joy. I bought a home in Suriname, a 3-bedroom home using coins, ladies and gentlemen. This is amazing. This is amazing. This is not a toy house. This is a real house, a 3-bedroom home in Suriname using OneCoins, ladies and gentlemen. This is real and it's happening now. Look, let me explain how this thing works. Look at this. This particular vehicle, this was back in June last year, I believe. Right. Now, look at how much for it. 28.95 coins, 2,895 coins. Now, a couple of months thereafter, the value of OneCoin went up. As you can see here, the value of OneCoin here is $20.65 euro. But when the value of one coin goes up, it means that the same vehicle is going to cost you less coins. So instead of $28.95, it is now $2,200. Why? Because the value of one coin is now 26.85 euro. Wow. We need to understand this, folks. This is amazing. It means the longer that you hold on to your coins for, the greater the buying power. Yet, we want to hold on to the TT dollar as long as we can. And it has less and less value over time. Now, look at this. This is recent on the platform. This is a guy that came on the platform. He's doing 100 homes in the Arima area in a gated community. And the down payment, 50% of the down payment for this house is using one coin. And here is it. When you pay your down payment, he's giving you a letter to take to the bank to state that you paid a down payment. He's not going to say in that letter that you made a down payment in coins or anything like that. It's just going to say a down payment of X amount of dollars was paid, and you take it to the bank and you will get through with your loan. This thing, ladies and gentlemen, is real, and it's happening right here in Trinidad and Tobago. I wanted to take a look at this. Last year, we had, a couple of years ago, sorry, we were at the Hilton and we had a Deal Shaker Expo. Take a look at what the news reported.
Trinidad Hilton was today the host to a Deal Shaker Expo, where shoppers had the opportunity to peruse a vast number of booths and pay for their items totally or in part with cryptocurrency. The event, put together by the One Life Network, was an effort to promote the use of cryptocurrency, which they believe represents the future of trading.
Look at this stuff. Just scan and pay. Doubles, hats, vehicles, jewelry, clothing, land, house, jewelry. Amazing stuff, instruments. And people from all over the world were here for this expo. Wow.
Since I arrived already, I have done my massage, did my nails, I'm having my hair done later on, I'm buying a dress, I bought a house. What else can I ask? I came all the way here with my coins, which I mined with a value of cents.
And that,
now I'm using it with a value of more than 20 euros.
As she said, she came with coins that was mined at a value of cents, and now she's using it when the value was over 20 euros. And look, as you can see here, the one coin, when it began back in 2015, it was 50 cents euro. And as you can see, it was 29.95 at that point in time. But today it is over 42 euros, 42 euro for one coin. You better get with the program. Now, in order to understand, you need to buy a package. Now, you need to buy these educational packages so that you can learn. You need to learn. Too many a times we go to school to add, minus, divide, and multiply, and we don't understand finance. We do not understand money. So we have a platform, the OneAcademy, where people go to learn. And this is very, very important. With each educational package, you get free promotional tokens that allows you to get coins. So in other words, you're getting the education and you're going to get some free coins. And with these free coins and the education, you will now understand how it's important to get more coins and to mine more coins. So this is very, very important. The person who invited you will speak to you about the various packages so you can decide when, how you can start. We have packages on finance, forex, law, we have finance, we have packages on the blockchain, so you can understand the blockchain and how it operates. So wherever you want to do, to purchase, it's up to you. Some people are more inclined to law and the legal side of things, and you're going to understand the legal side of cryptocurrency, the challenges and the future. In fact, we have the Forex platform, so those who want to do trading, they'll be able to do that as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this is huge. And then we have those tech IT geeks who really want to know about the blockchain. Well, we have that. We have the blockchain courses, and you can decide where you fit in. Now, Christine Lagarde, she sees a demand for stable coins and plans to put the ECB ahead of the curve. Who is the ECB? It's the European Central Bank. And she talked about this digital currency plans. Look down here. My personal conviction is that given the developments we are seeing, not so much in the Bitcoin segment, but in the stable coins projects, we had better be ahead of the curve if that happens, because there is clearly a demand out there that we have to respond to. Now, she specifically said, not so much in what's going on with Bitcoin, but in the stable coins. And we are definitely one of the stable coins. In fact, I love what she said here regarding stable coins. She also noted, we only know of one at the moment. Now, I wonder which one she's referring to, because I only know of one, and one that has the name One, and it's called OneCoin. In fact, ones. And this is, I think she is speaking about us folks. They are looking at us very, very seriously, and we need to be looking, you need to be also looking at ones. Now, imagine your money, as I said, today, being able to buy this amount of groceries in the cart. Next year, how much will you be able to get for that same amount of money? But look at it down below. If you were to purchase today using OneCoins, next year, the same amount of coins, I guarantee you'll be able to purchase much more goods next year. Time to get on board. Time to get on board. Before I close off this evening, I want you to see something. I want you to look at this video. It's from our government, our Minister of Finance. I want you to hear what they are saying. What they are saying. As I said, they made the dumb move to move from cotton to polymer notes and spent our taxpayers' money to make that move. But listen to what he's saying here.
Good evening, everyone. I'm sorry I couldn't be with you this evening, but there are many matters of state I have to attend to. I would have liked to be with you. I'm very happy to be associated with the launch of the FinTech Association of Trinidad and Tobago, and it's designed to promote, educate, collaborate in the use of digital technology and financial services. Now, we in the government are already pushing in this direction. In the Attorney General's department, they are already moving swiftly to remove the use of cash in payments at departments such as the Registrar General's Office, the Registry of Companies, and so on. Soon this will be implemented at the Licensing Office. Also, there's a plan to do it at the Inland Revenue and at the Treasury. TTIFC, who is the brain behind all of this, is already attracting investors from overseas, talent from overseas to come and set up shop in Trinidad and Tobago, to use Trinidad and Tobago as a base to spread the use of digital technology and financial services. This association, I'm told, is a collaborative effort between the public sector, the private sector, the regulatory agencies, so the commercial banks will be involved, TTIFC is the sponsor of everything, so they will drive the process until the private sector is ready to take it over. I'm told that TTIFC is very, very enthused by what it has seen in terms of the interest in Trinidad and Tobago. Several of our banks are already moving away from the use of paper, in fact, encouraging or even pushing their customers, some would say, towards avoiding coming into the banks using their phones, using ATMs, using their computers and so on, using online services. I myself use online services at several banks. I find it very, very convenient. I only go to a bank if I need to get cash, and that's when the ATM is not working. So that I myself would like to see a completely cashless and paperless financial services sector in Trinidad and Tobago. So I'm very excited at all of this. It's part of what we are doing as a government. Our cabinet meetings are now paperless. I never thought it could happen. I've been in government now for many, many years, over 15 years in aggregate, but in Parliament for nearly 30 years. And we always have to deal with huge briefcases full of paper. Recently, the cabinet went digital. We now have an e-cabinet encrypted service, and no longer do people come walking up my step with a huge briefcase with hundreds of cabinet notes. It's really a fantastic evolution in terms of the way the government does business. I would hope this sort of revolution would find its way into the financial services sector. And therefore, I want to congratulate Mr. Young in particular, the chairman of TTIFC, and all of the staff, all of the hardworking staff at TTIFC, your CEO, his able assistant, and everybody else. And I wish you all
So
the
he
best
wishes to
with this venture.
congratulate. I don't know if you noticed, ladies and gentlemen, that on more than one occasion, I think on 2 occasions, he said, I'm told. I'm told. What does that mean? It means he doesn't have a clue. He doesn't know. He's been told that this, he's been told that this is happening and that and the other. Ladies and gentlemen, he too needs to be enlightened. And I wish somebody will encourage him to come into one of these calls tonight. Listen, this is serious business. I want to encourage you to get back to whoever invited you. This is not about politics. This is serious. This is about understanding your money and the future of it, because certainly the future is not these polymer notes. The future is cryptocurrency. That is the future. And business is happening out there in a very serious way using cryptocurrency. Not because you're not aware doesn't mean that it is happening. It is happening right around you. So ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for joining us tonight. And we look forward again to you joining, to inviting others on the call. But I'm serious, get back to whoever invited you on this call, because the future is right here and it's now, and it's called OneCoin. As we often like to say, have a good night and one's out. Blessings.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ali. Thank you so much for sharing such an amazing presentation and information. Allow me to jump in as we close up the call, because you know we do our best to give you information in such a way that it just encourages you to say, I want to know more. Tonight is not a night just for you to just say, hey, I found out everything. No. Because how he sounds so eloquent, how he put the whole story together, that's years of being involved in the industry. If you hear me speak, you may think I know a whole lot, but I don't know much. It's just some years of learning, and putting into practice what I've been learning. So tonight, you might have just felt flabbergasted by all the information you would have heard. Maybe a little overwhelmed, maybe a little, because there's so much that has been shared. Notwithstanding, I strongly urge you to position yourself. Don't try to understand, then get started. You're wasting time. Because what we sell is understanding. Join us tonight. Join us today. Join us here mentally. Get started with us and allow us to help mold and shape you in this industry if you so desire. And if you want to make income, immediate cash, no problem. Because we have the opportunity for you to earn cryptocurrency for working and earn fiat currency for working. So if you want to earn immediate returns for your efforts, we offer that as well via the network marketing concept. So friends, don't take this lightly. What you have heard here tonight is just one step in the right direction. I want to encourage you to get started now. Position yourself strategically. You have every single reason to get started, my friends. We are the light in the financial darkness that is in the world. The One Ecosystem provides you that light. I ask you to stand up and don't fall for any more of the shenanigans and the foolishness. That conversation by the minister was X amount of years ago, maybe 2, 3. Where is any of the results? None. None. You can sit and wait and expect the government to do what you should be doing. Or you can decide, I'm not going to leave my legacy to chance. I'm not going to leave my children and future for someone else to plan it for me. I'm going to position myself ahead of the impending merging trend and dominate. I'm going to understand that I did not benefit from the dot-com era, from the era of the internet communication. And I will not miss benefiting from the internet of trust, which is blockchain technology, in conjunction with cryptocurrency. So get started now. Get started now. We're here again next week, Monday, Gospel Life, holiday or no holiday. We are telling the story. We believe in telling this story. We believe sharing is caring. This Wednesday, we'll be on Guile TV, and this Friday, we'll be on Synergy TV. We are everywhere exploring, helping, sharing. Why? Because this is not a scam. This is serious business, and you deserve to be a part of this opportunity because you're hearing now. Those that haven't heard, they may have an excuse. But you who have heard, you who have seen, you now have a responsibility to get into action. So do not fall for the scam that's outside of this industry. And that scam is you still being confused about money. Still confused about money is a scam. And we are unraveling that confusion with our One Ecosystem, the truth behind what is money. And money is, as I close, money is whatever we agree upon to exchange for goods and services. No one could tell me that this one is not money. Thank you for your time once more. Have a pleasant good night. I wish you a sleepless night because I am letting you know, you join us, your dreams can be fulfilled.